I'm going back to the very beginning of the MCU. We have a keystone event, and that event is Tony Stark becoming Iron Man. He's forced to build these weapons for an organization, and that organization was the Ten Rings.
Hello and welcome to my Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings movie review. Now this is going to be a spoiler-free movie review. There may be a few scenes in the background that you're seeing that may give away parts of the film, but I'm not going to give it any context or put these in any sort of order. So if you somehow wean the plot off of these things, that's you have an incredible brain. But let's get straight into this. I am fairly excited to be discussing with you my opinions about this film. This, in my opinion, is one of the better Marvel movies. There's been somewhat of a decline in my excitement for Marvel movies or Marvel projects recently with the advent of the Disney Plus series and things of that nature. Not because they're necessarily bad things. I just think it's been lacking a little bit of the same flair and excitement just from each project. And I think a lot of that has to do with them kind of ramping down after Endgame and trying to establish new characters. But this is a good movie that does establish an incredible new character in Shang-Chi. And it inspires a wonder about what else is in this Marvel Cinematic Universe. This gets mystical, this gets magical, this gets downright just out of this world at points. But one of the things I really want to focus on is the action. The fight scenes in this movie are fantastic. Even the ones that are extremely grounded still have a... Actually, I kind of like the more grounded fights that are within this. Things do get out of hand as the movie goes on, but the more basic hand-to-hand fights have incredible choreography. This movie, as far as I know, was choreographed by the same person who choreographed the Matrix movies, and the action in this is just off the charts when it comes to the hand-to-hand fighting. Even the weapons-based fighting is really good, so if you're at all worried that it's going to invoke the same feelings or the same letdown or disappointment, I don't want to go too hard on it, but the Iron Fist Netflix series, if you're thinking anything close to that, just put that out of your mind, because this is 10,000 times better than the Iron Fist franchise on Netflix or whatever you want to call it. And this does inspire me to want them to maybe reboot that alongside something like this, because this movie really showed that Marvel can do a great martial arts movie. So if you think it's gonna have some Iron Fist vibes, please just don't worry about that. There's none of that here. It definitely gets down to business. I love that it fleshes out each individual character. There's one thing that I've noticed about the not so good Marvel movies is that they don't have such good villains. So it's a little bit more difficult for a hero to come out looking like a real great hero when they're up against not so great villains. This actually fleshes out every character involved. And that's where I want to go into the Mandarin, because the Mandarin is in this movie. If you've seen any of the trailers, you already know that. But they did a really good job of kind of retconning what had happened in previous Marvel movies, especially with Iron Man. They flesh out what happened there. So if you were a little disappointed with the Mandarin from the past, or they work towards getting the understanding out there. The origins of the rings aren't really gone into here too much. You can read into it a bit more, especially if you've read the comic books. But gosh, the way that they've adjusted and changed things here, it's refreshing, and it's also exciting to try to figure out where they're going next. There are post-credit scenes here, so if you were going to watch this in the movie theater, stick around till after the people come in and try to sweep up the popcorn, because you will be missing out on some stuff that could help you to know kind of what's going to happen next or what has already happened. That's pretty much as far as I can go here. I highly recommend this film. It is among, I'd say, probably the top 10 Marvel movies that I've seen. Give this, out of 10, As a rating, give this probably like an 8. I think this will stand the test of time, and I think it has started a good deep dive into other parts of the Marvel Cinematic Universe without having to rely too heavily on nostalgia or other movies to prop it up, besides the Iron Man connection, which needed to be made in my opinion. So this is my short review. It's spoiler free, and I'm recommending this wholeheartedly. I think you'll enjoy it if you've been liking any of the previous parts of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and maybe you've kind of shied away from the newer things. This could possibly get you back into it because it helped me. That's my review. Thank you guys for checking this out. If you have not already left a like, please do that. If you have not already subscribed, I would appreciate that as well, if the feeling takes it. I'll catch you guys later. Gritty Urban, out.